What is up? Moe here for the EDM news for October 16, 2018. Our lead story, Zedd, not a fan of Sheck Wes's Moe Bamba. Earlier this week on Twitter, Zedd tweeted that he heard the song for the first time and he has very many questions about it. Alice in Wonderland and A-Trak defended the song as being one of the best songs of the year. And then A-Trak and Zedd got in a rather lengthy debate about what makes a good song. Is it the energy that it brings in the club, or is it the structure, the melodies, and the musicalness of the whole track? And honestly, the funny thing about the fact that Zedd doesn't like Moe Bamba is really how he creates music and how he views good music is completely separate to what the new way of making music is, at least when it comes to SoundCloud and SoundCloud rap. So for example, Moe Bamba was created in 20 minutes, one take, and even during recording, the laptop froze mid-take and the instrumental completely cut off, but Sheck Wes kept rapping despite that fact, and that's even in still the final cut today. So you just have this instantaneous SoundCloud rap. The beat was made, in 20 minutes. It was recorded in 20 minutes, put up on Spotify without a rollout. And then on the other end, you got Zedd, has been shopping around the middle for, 2 years now. Finally gets the artist he wants, has his ghostwriters, has his ghost producers, Gray, has a whole rollout with Target and the Grammys. It's like the polar opposites of music. And unfortunately, I think Zedd is on the wrong side on this one. How music makes you feel is really all I think music is about, whether that is, considered good music or not, like academically or whatever standard Zedd has. And while there is sort of a formula and a way to make good music, but there's still nothing wrong with a 16, 17-year-old rapper celebrating the fact that he is starting to make it in the scene, and then also his friend Moe Bamba is about to be in the NBA, and just use his creativity to make like a complete banger. I think that is also what music is about, is that spontaneity and just sort of that raw energy that Moe Bamba has. And then also Zedd, I think, especially for him, he's in that machine and the machine works really well for him. But just because he can make, this perfect music doesn't mean other rappers and other musicians have to. In other news, at the AMAs, Marshmello won for Best Electronic Dance Music Artist, or like favorite, and I can definitely see why. As far as being in the public zeitgeist in 2018, his gaming stuff with Ninja, he was on Ninja Warrior. He has like a bunch of YouTube shows that I haven't really watched because the dude doesn't talk. I don't really understand the appeal. I imagine he won this category mainly on a really younger audience, and it is kind of a shame he has to sacrifice an older audience to sort of really gain like the attention of like the whole young kid internet, because I do think you can make sort of a monolithic, badass DJ like deadmau5 or Daft Punk that works for all ages. And of course with Marshmello, you can't ignore some of his music, like the Friends song. I hear that all the time. I can't really name too many other songs other than that. I haven't been too in love with the Marshmello songs we've been hearing on the Friday First Reaction, but I've been hearing them outside for sure. Speaking of monolithic badass DJs, deadmau5 is announcing that he's going to be going off the grid for a little bit after a couple of insensitive comments about a couple different groups. One namely being autistic people, and namely Slushy was offended by this, obviously. So I think this is the best thing for him. I'm not going to necessarily cancel deadmau5 for whatever he said. If you've known deadmau5, for the past 10 plus years at this point, you know what kind of guy he is, how he can be kind of misinformed and a bit brash. And I think overall in person, he, like action-wise, is a good guy. However, what he said was definitely a big misstep, and hopefully he gets the help he needs to become just a little less bitter, especially when it comes to just online relations. Hopefully that releases some of the tension and the toxicity in his own mind, so he can become a bit more creative, make more music, because that's really all I want from deadmau5. I think he still makes some of the best music in dance music, so hopefully he gets back to that soon and in also a healthy way. Last video, Joyryde had an Instagram post saying something along the lines of, "I've never done this before, a brand new thing. I'm not gonna tell you what that thing is. No, I've never done it before, and it's coming." We finally know what that thing is. First of all, it's a collaboration with Skrillex titled Agen Vita. Sounds like a cool name. Might be the cool like ad-lib going throughout the track with Skrillex. Did I mention the Skrillex collab? Yeah, it's going to be Skrillex collab. We've heard the ID before, and it might have changed significantly at this point. I could definitely see it being a trap switch up, some other stuff we haven't heard, because I think we've just basically heard one drop, at least from what I remember from the Ultra stream. And then also he has the album called Brave in November, Hopefully it stays tight and consistent, like a max 10 songs of Joyryde. I don't know. Like, I'm a huge Joyryde fan. I'm probably the biggest Joyryde dick rider. That should be his name for his like crew. His fucking dick riders with a Y. All right, but I'm a huge Joyryde fan. However, I don't think I need like 13, 15 songs of Joyryde. At least not what I think. I don't know if his style can really go for longer than an hour. But I need that Joyryde sound. It's been a long year without him, so I'm really looking forward to the album. Looking forward to the collab for sure. And that's dropping this week, so we're gonna listen to it soon, boys. We're gonna get it soon. In other news, in ADE news, Hardwell is gonna be performing his last show, I guess, for a long time. I'm still pretty confused about what exactly Hardwell is up to. He basically announced his retirement, his sort of exit from the scene, as far as scheduled things and sort of that constant like grind of being a DJ. So I think there's a lot of anticipation of the set just because it's gonna be his last one. But I do personally think that while this might not be what he's intending, I think overall from a business standpoint, it's just gonna have him be pulling back temporary so he has that comeback to recreate excitement. Because if you haven't been aware, Hardwell's just been kind of going really, really hard in the past couple years, and it's sort of just stayed at this consistent level. I think he's going to dip back a little bit, make the fans sort of clamor for him to come back so that it's a bigger deal when he does. So overall, I'm not too excited to see this ADE set. Of course, Hardwell sets are always really good, actually, compared to other big room house sets even till this day. However, I don't think we're going to not see a Hardwell set for years and years. It's not like, you know, the Daft Punk Alive tour. We're going to get Hardwell music and Hardwell live shows year tops. I don't think he's going to stay out of the limelight that long, at least as far as doing a few select shows here and there. I think it's too much ingrained into him at this point, and because he has a label to run and he kind of needs to be the front man of that, constantly showing new music, premiering new music, showing new artists. So I think he's going to keep using that platform and keep doing live shows, even though this seems like it's going to be his last one. On Twitter this week, REZZ announced, well, she didn't announce anything. She just dropped a link to a site called Nightmare on REZZ Street, which I thought was really clever initially, and then I kind of realized it doesn't make any sense. I imagine REZZ Street's going to be sort of like virtual walk thing, and you go trick-or-treating, and there's different songs and stuff. Or there's gonna be different like treats on each stop. It's gonna be some sort of Cult of REZZ fan thing that's gonna involve some free music. I don't think it's gonna be a project. I think as far as the Mousetrap rollout of new music, they already had Get Her this October, so I don't think it's gonna be a full project from REZZ, especially since she released an album 2 months ago. But I think it's gonna be a cool little like virtual tour Halloween thing just for the fans. So I'm looking forward to see what that is. We'll definitely be looking out for that and waiting for the web portal open to whatever Nightmare on REZZ Street actually is. Insomniac, another festival. We already announced a festival last week by them that was going to be, you know, like Sacred Heart or whatever, and like some valley. It was about to be trancy and cool. This festival, the opposite of Sacred Heart Festival, at least from what I see, rather than being really like a crunchy, earthy festival with like trance music, this festival is going to be very modern, and it's going to be centered around video games such as virtual reality, arcade games. I think it's a very natural fit for the EDM community. Labels such as Monster Cat basically rule a good amount of what gaming music and what people play when they play, you know, League, StarCraft, fucking Fortnite, I guess, maybe. I don't know if people listen to music playing Fortnite. So hopefully they choose the right set list, because I know there's a lot of video game inspired artists. So hopefully they choose like a cool video game lineup, something a little bit out of the ordinary to really celebrate the video game culture built around EDM, like a festival. I'm curious to see if this is like a festival, sort of like a conference, like Comic-Con. I don't know how turn up is going to be. Is it going to be just a whole lot of video game like booths where basically it's really just, you just care about the main stage, or is it going to be like more smaller acts and then a whole lot of video game stuff to do and really relax, which I think is a more cool idea, where sort of the gaming and music is really in tandem there. But we're going to have to see, and definitely it's the first year, so anything could go right or wrong. Our last news of the week is Diplo has a brand new sound pack out on sounds.com. Basically, Native Instruments competitor to Splice. If you know any good Splice packs, let a boy know. That shit's very interesting to me. However, we have reviewed songs, we have reviewed albums, we have reviewed EPs on this channel. We have never reviewed a demo to a sample pack before, and I'm not a chill. I'm not paid to do this. I'm just curious. I just want to give you guys my raw opinion on the sounds of the sample pack, and we'll do it through the demo. So let me just show it on the demo, and I'll give you guys my thoughts. Moobatone, dancehall. It's not like something out of its element. I was worried it's gonna be like it's like something from like his Florida, like some outdated sample pack. Decent textures, good kick drum. Hi-hats could be better. Yeah, just like that reaction's over. I am happy that he went for Moobatone, more dance-hall-y sounds, because I think that's what he does best, and that's, as far as what I can tell, Diplo's signature sound, even though he does all sorts of genres with all sorts of different people, ghost or alive producers. I think he does this sort of major laser hybrid music the best. But you guys can let me know what you guys think of the Diplo pack below and versus other packs that have been released lately. This seems a little sparse compared to, like, you know, the Cashmere pack and stuff like that. That stuff's pretty meaty. That was all the brand new EDM news for this week. Let me know what you guys thought about the stories below. I have to go to yoga class, so I'll see you guys next time. I got hopes.